916 Ross and Burbank. Coming up next, that huge mass of debris, the size of what, California?
Yeah.
Headed our way. Yeah, the size of California. The size of California. The debris field from the Japanese tsunami. And we have on the line a man who's been studying it and following it and says it's going to be here any moment, Curt Ebbesmeyer, oceanographer. Curt, the question I've got is, and I don't mean to be too macabre, but to be macabre, could there be bodies in that debris?
I doubt if there'd be whole bodies, but you might find some disembodied feet and sneakers like we have up in the Strait of Georgia.
And why? Well, that in itself is a mystery. Why are sneakers with feet in them apparently so relatively common?
Well, when the body floats for a while, it comes apart at the joints, and the only part that's going to be washing up is the part that's encased in a flotation device, which is usually a sneaker. Mm-hmm. So it's just part of a natural process.
What is going to be in this giant mass of debris coming from the tsunami, you think?
Well, I think right now we have pictures from the mid-Pacific showing houses, boats, lots of glass fishing floats. The stuff that I'm looking for right now, the computer models show is arriving is the big stuff like boats, large fish attraction devices, the tops of houses. That stuff sticks out of the water and catches the wind and is moving about 20 miles a day. 20 miles a day times 8 months puts it on our coast. So that's the prediction.
And typically the rule seems to be when stuff washes up on the beach, finders keepers. But you feel that if anybody identifies something that could be a family memento, to preserve it, treat it with respect, are you recommending people try to find the owner? Is there a clearinghouse for this stuff?
There's nothing organized at this point. I'm trying to do that myself on a limited basis. I'm the only person really doing it. We're dealing with a crash scene over in Japan, 400 miles of coast, 30,000 people missing. We need to treat all this debris with a lot of respect, as if it were our own crash scene. And so I'm urging people to ask authorities to check it for radiation and then radioactivity, and then sequester it in a spot where it could be gone through by authorities for mementos from loved ones.
Now, this presumably will hit the outer coast of Washington. This isn't going to make its way into Puget Sound or anything, will it?
It's possible that we're dealing with such a massive debris field. Some of it's likely to get into Puget Sound.
Are you going to head out to, Ocean Shores or some other place to sort of await the arrival of this stuff?
Well, our models aren't that accurate. It's a good question. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for people to report into the website flotsometrics.com, and then I'll try to analyze the photographs and see if it is from Japan. I have a translator standing by, so we can work out that approach.
Has it made landfall anywhere yet? I mean, in this direction?
That's where your listeners come in. I'm hoping they will report, and then we'll take it from there.
But, I mean, it hasn't hit Hawaii or any of the Pacific Islands yet?
No, this debris, according to the computer model, the big stuff misses Hawaii and comes straight into Washington and all the way up into southeast Alaska.
Really?
Now, Curtis, you've been described as the Sherlock Holmes of the sea. This is your whole area of emphasis is tracking and learning about how things actually move along the water. That is, things that have fallen off of boats. What's the coolest thing you've ever found? And you found a lot of things, right?
Well, the coolest thing I ever found was part of a shoe that had been drifting for 12 years. The coolest thing that somebody else has found is a skeleton in a survival suit that had been drifting for 2 years. Everything on the beach has a story to tell, and we have this unprecedented event coming at us, and we're really not prepared for it.
Wow. That shows the limits of survival suits, I guess.
Yeah, the good news is you've got your suit on. The bad news is nobody found you.
Yeah, right. All right, so flotsmetrics.com?
Yeah, FLOTSAMETRICS. Just take a picture and write down the notation and let me know, and we'll try to figure out what it is.
All right. Curt, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Curt Ebbesmeyer, oceanographer. I hadn't even thought about that. There's nobody apparently organizing a lost and found for stuff that people might still value. And when you consider the enormity of the destruction and how completely people's lives were wiped out, I guess that would be the
Well, and
civilized thing
if
to
you
do.
remember, Ron and Don did that big collection for people who were there, of various items to try to help, and Rachel Bell and Ron went over there, and obviously it was such a tragedy, and everybody over here was thinking to themselves, boy, what can I do? Well, here's something you could do. If you're walking on the beach,
Right.
you find something that belongs to somebody from over there. I mean, how you might find them, who it even goes back to, is obviously a needle in a haystack, but that would be amazing for somebody in Japan if they were able to get back something that was important to them. I mean, that would be to know that somebody on the other side of the globe took the time to try to get them back their thing. That would probably warm their heart.
Right, and we're right on the front line. Apparently, it's going to hit here first.